Hello students, I am Dr. Vidya Patil and I am going to be your English teacher for the first SEM English language course. In the previous video, we have been discussing about what is active listening and how it is going to benefit you if you learn this particular skill. We have also learned that active listening is not merely listening to the speaker, but also showing that you are very attentive. We can do this by both verbal and non-verbal signs. In today's video, we will try to understand which are the verbal signs which you can use in order to show that you are an attentive and active listener. Focus completely on the speaker, listen to what he is saying, understand it properly, and then retain it so that you don't need to have the information repeated to you again and again. In this way, if you have listened attentively, then you will be able to respond in a favorable manner. It is a very highly valued interpersonal skill which each one of you needs to develop. As explained previously, developing active listening skills is going to help you have better interpersonal relationships with the people around you. Therefore, learning to listen actively in order to be able to remember all specific details, critical information, and so that you can implement and make use of this information at the right time and place are important skills which every person needs to employ in his or her life. Therefore, active listening is one of the most essential skills which everyone needs to learn. Active learners show that they are listening attentively either through verbal means or through non-verbal means. They can not only keep their attention on the speaker, but also convince the speaker that they are concentrating on what is being said and are able to comprehend whatever is being said. This reassures the speaker that you are focused and engaged with the speaker. An active listener carefully considers the words which are spoken by the speaker, retains them, and then uses them in the required manner. Active listening includes using many of the verbal and non-verbal signs. However, depending on the situation and the context, you can decide which of these signs to use when and where. Therefore, learning to know which are the signs which can show that you are actively listening and which of these signs to use where is an important part of learning active listening skill. An active listener abandons all kinds of distractions. Also, the active listener gives his full attention to the speaker, grasps what is being said, and fully understands the message, understands the significance of the message, the intent of the message, and the purpose of the message. An active listener can display that he is being attentive by both verbal and non-verbal signs. Showing verbal signs is also an important aspect of learning how to actively listen to the speaker. Let us now try to find out Some of the important verbal characteristics of an active speaker. Remembering is one of the important verbal characteristics of an active listener. Generally, we human beings find it very difficult to remember things. But if you listen actively and attentively to the speaker, you can remember quite a few important things. If not the entire conversation, you should at least make it a point to remember the name of the speaker and the important points which he is trying to put across. If you do this, you can always use it in order to show to the speaker that you have understood what he or she is trying to say. Remembering details, remembering the main ideas and concepts from a previous conversation and then giving a reference to this during the conversation with the speaker shows that you have been paying attention to what the speaker has been saying earlier also, and this creates a favorable impact on the speaker. Also, it is necessary that the active or attentive listener should note down certain points during a lengthy conversation or a lengthy exchange of ideas. This will help him to, and this will help you to remember whatever is being said. Another way to display that you are an attentive listener is by asking questions. Generally, during the conversation, you can ask relevant questions or make statements in order to clarify whatever is being said by the speaker. When you are asking questions, you have to make sure that the questions are quite relevant and related to the topic which is being discussed. Also, asking questions in this manner shows that you are attentive to what is being said, that you are interested in trying to understand it in a proper manner, and also that you are interested in whatever the speaker is saying. Sometimes the speaker can ask you questions in order to find out whether you are attentively listening to him. In such cases, you should be able to answer in the right way. Therefore, asking relevant questions and answering positively will help to reinforce to the speaker that you are paying attention to whatever is being said. Reflection is another important characteristic of an active listener. Reflecting is nothing but repeating or paraphrasing whatever has been said by the speaker. This is usually done in order to show that you have understood or comprehended whatever has been said. So, during reflection, what you do is pause for a while and sit and try to recall all that has been said and analyze it so that you have understood the entire message properly. It is a very powerful skill and it helps to reinforce the message and demonstrate that you have understood the message correctly. Another way by which you can show that you are actively listening is by clarification. Clarification involves asking questions to the speaker in order to ensure that you have understood the message correctly. Generally, when you are trying to get your doubts clarified, you need to ask open questions where the speaker cannot just answer by yes or no, but has to explain in detail about whatever he has been saying. Once you get your doubts clarified, you can then remember this and retain it in your memory. So, clarification is another essential way by which you can understand the message correctly and also show that you are paying attention to whatever is being said. Another characteristic of an active listener is summarization. Repeating a summary of what has been said by the speaker is a technique which can usually be employed to show that you have understood the main ideas and that you had been listening attentively to the speaker. Generally, summarizing involves taking down the main points of the received message and reiterating it or repeating it in a proper logical manner. By doing this, you show the speaker that you are interested in the message, that you have paid attention to the message, and that you have understood it properly. Generally, when you are summarizing, you need to make sure that your summary is shorter than the original message. Also, you need to use your own words when you are summarizing. You should make sure that all the main ideas are included in your summary and you have not left out any of the critical information. One more important verbal characteristic of an active listener is that the active listener makes use of short verbal affirmations. Now, this means that during the conversation, you need to make use of short positive statements which show that you are interested in what is being said and you are following whatever is being said. This also shows that you are engaged in the entire process and in the information which is being provided to you. Use of such short verbal affirmations does not distract the speaker and it also helps to continue the conversation. So, you are not at all interrupting the speaker, but instead showing and displaying that you are very much interested and a part of the conversation, and it encourages him to continue with this message. Some of the commonly used short verbal affirmations can be, I understand. Oh, I see. Yes, that makes sense. I agree. So, making use of such short verbal affirmations will display that you are an attentive learner. So, making use of such short verbal affirmations will show that you are an attentive listener. Another important characteristic of an active listener is that they should display empathy. As you all know, empathy is nothing but trying to understand from the other person's point of view. That is, putting yourself in the other person's place and then trying to understand why or what he's saying or why he is saying it. It is necessary that you should not only understand what the speaker is saying, but the intent and purpose of why he is saying it. So, you should be able to recognize the emotions of the speaker and share his feelings with him. It towards the speaker is not enough. You also need to show it. This can be done again by using certain words and phrases such as, I know how you feel. I can imagine how you must be feeling. I can understand, I can see how important this is for you. These are various ways by which you can show your feeling of empathy towards the speaker. This establishes a sense of trust between you and the speaker. So the speaker feels much more comfortable and is able to share more openly with you. Sharing similar experiences is another way of being an active listener. Discussing about comparative situations shows that you not only understand what the speaker is going through, but sometimes you can also offer certain solutions through relating your own personal experiences. So, this helps to build a better relationship with the speaker. If the speaker has shared a problem, then you can give valuable inputs by sharing your own personal experiences from a similar situation. So, sharing similar experiences again adds to the effect which you have on the speaker. You can also show to the speaker that you are an active listener by recalling previously shared information. So, remembering key concepts, ideas, and other critical information which has been shared by the speaker in a previous conversation can be repeated while you are conversing with the speaker. Giving references to the previous conversation shows that you are not only paying attention to what is being said currently, but that you have been listening and reflecting on what has been said by the speaker previously also. This shows that you are quite engaged with the speaker and you have been trying to understand the message which he has been giving to you. Therefore, retaining critical information and recalling details from the previous conversations is a very important and useful way of showing that you are an attentive listener. Let us now briefly look at some of the important active listening skills. Paying attention to the speaker is one of the most important skills which you need to learn. You should also refrain from passing judgments about what is being said by the speaker. Reflecting and paraphrasing helps to show that you are an attentive listener. Asking questions which are quite relevant in nature again displays that you are an attentive listener. Requesting for clarifications shows that you are engaged with what the speaker is saying. Summarizing whatever has been said by the speaker shows that you have understood the message correctly. Sharing certain past references with the speaker reinforces your interest in whatever is being said by the speaker and creates a favorable impression in the mind of the speaker for you. In today's video, we have understood about how active listening is an essential interpersonal skill. Active listening can be displayed through both verbal and non-verbal means. What are the verbal signs which you can use in order to be an active listener? This has been made clear to you in this video. I hope you liked this video. Thank you.